Hello, my beautiful, beautiful friend. It's me, Brittany Clarkson, your host of Meant to Bloom, the personal growth podcast for hot mess moms. This is the show where we talk about real life motherhood struggles, plus simple steps and strategies to take control of your time, drop the mom guilt, and strengthen your sanity to start unblocking your joy. I am so glad that you're here to join me on this journey from overwhelmed to overjoyed, from hot mess to happy mom. Okay, now let's talk about doing it all. We all have that idea in the mom, like of the mom who does it all, who has it all together. We might think we know someone who does. Maybe somehow you do know someone who does know. I've recently discovered the difference between a black SUV mom and a white SUV mom. And I'll tell you, I drive a black SUV and I act like it. I look like it, I guess. We're the ones who have French fries in the back of the car. um, not the ones who totally look like we have it all together. But here's the thing is looks and feels are very different. And when it comes to having it all together, it's so much about you defining what is actually important in your life. Because is having like fitting the stereotypical successful mom who has it all together, is never late, her kids are always behaved, she's got the most trendy outfit and bag and Stanley Cup, and she always looks so well put together. Is that what's really important to you? Because if it is, then do it and be happy that you're doing it. Or is it the mom who's got her house totally clean all of the time? And honestly, I would not enjoy that. I really enjoy my house being messy, not cluttered, not, not filthy or disgusting or dirty or cluttered. I like that everything in my house, I have gone through the big decluttering journey and everything in my house belongs in the house, but it's not always put away in the place it belongs, and that's okay. There's always dishes in my sink, and that's okay. Laundry takes 3 to 5 days to fold, sometimes longer. That's okay, because I'm spending my time where I have decided it's my priority to spend my time. Okay, so here's what we're talking about. When we're talking about what it really means to be doing it all. It's not really about doing it all. It's about doing everything that matters. Prioritization and clarity on purpose are important keys to this. What are you called to do? What do you feel most fulfilled when you are doing? How do you want to show up in your motherhood experience? How do you want to show up in your homemaking experience, your home managing experience, being the CEO of your own home, however it is that you want to put it? What are the priorities that you are going to choose here? Okay. So there's this one experiment that I think we all saw a few years ago when it was going around on all of the video apps and whatnot. But there was this college professor giving a lecture or something like that, and he had this big jar, and then he had all these balls of various sizes. And the goal was to fill the jar. And if you took the smallest balls first, you could fit the most in. But once you fill that jar with the small balls, there's no room for the bigger balls. Okay? And now the big balls are what your priorities are. The size of the balls refers to the size of the priority in your life. Okay? But here's the thing. If you take that same jar and you fill it with the big balls first, and then you go down a size and then down a size, there's gaps in space in between the big ones to fit the smaller stuff. So you can have all of what's important to you plus a bit more of everything else, or you can have all of the little priorities. That's what your time and your energy is like. You are the jar. What are your priorities? When we put things in the correct prioritized order, we can do more. All right, now maybe you can't fit 400 tiny balls and you can only fit 40 of them. But how many of these tiny things that aren't high priority do you really need to be doing? because I'd rather have 40 small balls and then my 5 big ones, my 5 big priorities. My kids, my husband, myself. I'd rather have those have enough space than to fill that jar with 400 small things that don't matter that much. Right? This is about balance, and this is a properly full life. Okay. I also want to talk about how your emotional health, your mental health, and your physical health are all in a major connection with one another. And I think I've talked about this on the podcast so far. If I have not, I'm sorry. I've been talking about it over in the group coaching through our master sessions. I know I've been talking about it in the master classes and the sessions over there. But, sorry, I'm pausing so much. I need water. Hydrate time. It's okay. It is what it is. Okay. So for the longest time, I did not know how emotions and like your mindset and your body all actually connected and how the flow actually happened. Okay. But I see life as being a plate. So it's a circle and it's on a plate. On one side, we have your nervous system. This is your body. The things your body needs and the way your body is communicating with you. Okay, your nervous system. That's whether you're calm or not. Honestly, that's whether you're physically healthy or not. Okay, that's on one side of your plate. And then that flows into the top side of your plate, which is your emotions. Your emotions are how your body communicates with your mind. Emotions are at the top. And if you're suppressing emotions, you are not emotionally healthy. If your emotions are all over the place, you got to stop and listen to what they're trying to tell you. Okay. And then your emotions, they flow into mindset, your mental health, the thoughts you're thinking. Your thoughts cause your beliefs. When you think a thought enough, you start to believe it because your mind doesn't really know the difference between imagination and reality. It will store it in your subconscious as truth. Okay? And that's on the other side of the plate, is your thoughts. And then your thoughts flow down to the bottom of the plate into your actions, your habits, your patterns. The actions are the things you do. What you do is based on what you've thought about, right? And then what your actions are, they either support or hinder your nervous system. Your actions cause your nervous system responses, your physical health, all of these things. Okay, so that's your plate, and that is the circle, the pattern that is on that plate. All right. Now, if we're talking about balance, is one side of your plate heavier than another? Is your plate tipping over? That's how I want you to view balance through this model. And I want you to start prioritizing intentions based on what side of your plate needs the attention. Where is it getting too heavy? What is throwing you off? Find the domino effect that is going to heal the most spots and balance the most of it. Okay, so we're not actually juggling like so many people think we have to juggle so many things. It's a balancing act. It's more like we're spinning a plate, It's about balance more than anything. Okay, and here's another thought I had. It was a shower thought, and it seems so profound and important of a message to pass on to you. Too often we associate chaos with destruction. And we think that chaos is unacceptable, that chaos is not okay, that chaos is a bad thing. But what is the difference between chaos and harmony? It is your point of perspective. And I'm not saying you can look at this chaotic thing and suddenly transform it into harmony. No, but I'm saying if you zoom out, you will see harmony. Anywhere you are, if you zoom in, you're going to see chaos somewhere. If you're out in the forest and there's a fox chasing a rabbit, that seems like chaos. There could be so much going on in this little chase. But if you zoom out and view the forest as a whole, the whole thing is working in harmony with one another. Right? The fox chasing the rabbit is part of the harmony of the overall ecosystem. In our lives, we might look at our living room being a mess, or our car being a mess, or we might look at the fact that we're running late more often than we want to. We might look at the fact that we don't have time to fix our hair the way we want, or maybe we're not taking the time to feel the things we need to feel. But so often I think we look at a piece of our life and see chaos, and then we decide that means destruction and that means something bad about our whole life. But we're not zooming out. If you look at that part that's chaos and then you zoom out, you might see a whole different picture of how that piece of chaos, it's actually okay because it's a part of this big harmonious ecosystem that you're living in. I could walk in my living room is a mess right now. There are toys out that should not be out. There are string cheese wrappers and granola bar wrappers on the floor that should not be there. And I can walk in and I can get mad and I can say this messy room means something about my life. It means I'm failing as a mom. It means I can't keep this one room in order. It means I can't control my kids. It means I could let it mean so many things about me because this one room is in chaos. Or I can zoom out and I can question, why is that room in chaos? You know why? Because we haven't been doing our evening cleanups. I haven't been reinforcing the rule that we put away toys when we're done with them. I haven't been sending my kids back in that room to pick up the trash that they left on the floor. So it grows because broken windows theory. But what have I been doing instead? I haven't been slacking off. I haven't been letting the kids just run wild and do nothing. I've been letting the kids play video games with their dad every evening before bed. I've been stepping away and taking time for my own emotional and mental and physical health. I've been doing a lot to grow for myself. I've been doing a lot to take care of other parts of the house. I've been doing a lot to take care of the family in so many other ways. I've been, letting my kids take their time to nurture their relationship with their dad instead of keeping this room in perfect order. So when I zoom out, that room might look like chaos, but the home is working in harmony to support those who live in it. Because we might be at our best right now, even though that room is at the worst that I have seen it in a while. See what I'm talking about? What is the chaos and what do you need to zoom out in order to see the actual harmony of your life? Sometimes we have to let there be a little bit of chaos and we have to be okay with it. Because if I'm going to carry around stress about things I have limited control over, if I'm going to carry around stress even about things I do have control over, maybe I just don't have discipline to continue to control it. But if I'm going to carry around the stress, I'm hurting myself physically and mentally and emotionally. Stress is a poison and it's a choice. We don't have to choose to sit in the stress. We can let it go and we can choose to see the silver linings, the harmonious patterns. We can choose to lean into actually caring about those in our lives more than caring about the to-do list. Okay? That is what I want to leave you with today. But side note, I have to continue this conversation with you right now. I kind of lied to you. I'm sorry about that. I said that I was going to continue these regular weekly podcasts through July. I didn't lie. I just changed my mind. I'm not going to. This right here is the last episode of this podcast in this format on this timetable. We will not be continuing weekly podcast episodes throughout the summer. And when I come back in the fall, it's going to be different. So different and so wonderful. They're not going to be these traditional conversational podcast episodes. It's going to be something that something that you're going to want to hear a lot of times. It's going to cut out a lot of the fluff and the, let me have this conversation with you about what's going on right now and all of the ums and the pauses. Like, I really want to respect your time, and I want to respect my time and my family's time. So what I want to do is take a little bit more time to make content that it's just going to pack a bigger punch, bigger impact with less time on everybody's part. I've been feeling very, very inspired by musicians and their ability to put together an album that people will put on repeat, and then they'll pick favorite tracks off of it, and then you'll listen to it over and over again, and then you'll learn the words, and you will be repeating them to yourself when you don't even want to. The kinds of tracks that people want to create other content using the sound. Just the kind of thing you want to hear again and again and again, because it was just so good and so relatable and healing in so many ways. And I'm really feeling inspired to take that kind of impact, that kind of a format of putting out content. I mean, most of these musicians, they put out content maybe once every 2 to 4 years. That's kind of what I want to do for the podcast, is I want to create for you sort of an album of curated audio tracks that are a blend of different things that you'd want to hear from me. Things like affirmation rants, positive self-talk rants, pep talks, encouragement, maybe guided meditations, things like this. I just want to pack it all in a tight, neat little thing, something that's kind of an easy thing. So you can look for that to come out in October, and I will continue talking about it on the platforms where I am active. This will be coming out on YouTube, but I will also publish it here on podcasts as just the audio track. Some of these are going to have videos or visuals that go along with them, but the audio track will it'll go ahead and get published here. So don't unsubscribe from me. Just know you won't see anything until this sort of podcast motivational album drops. I may pop in and drop a couple episodes if I feel like, oh my gosh, I miss you and I have something I need to say to you right now. But don't expect to see me here all summer long. I have stuff going on, so I'm just kind of minimizing, what I'm doing. So I'm not going to prioritize like creating the show notes and a podcast episode and, a format and an outline and all these things and having to come out with something every single week. I'm just going to take a break from that. Okay. And then when it comes back, it's not going to be in every single week, something new, unrelated to the last thing. It's going to be good. It's going to be an awesome change, I think. I'm very excited for this. My Chat GPT app told me that it sounds like a very good, promising, innovative idea that could start a trend in the industry. So we'll see if the AI was onto something. But in the meantime, I would love for you to join me in any of these 3 places. Number 1, go ahead and follow my YouTube. I'm at Brittany Clarkson on YouTube. It's linked in the show notes below. You can follow me on TikTok. I'm starting to put pretty consistent content on TikTok. I'll be doing a self-love, not a challenge, but a series, I guess, all summer long over on TikTok. So I'd love for you to follow me there. That again is at Brittany Clarkson. Go ahead and do that. And the number 1 place I would love to see you, like really, really, really love to see you, is over in the Bloom Room. This is my membership hosted through the Circle app, and you can get in to be a member for free. Okay. The community side of it is free, and you can chat with me, and you can come to my monthly planning parties for free, and maybe we'll pop in and do some other extra stuff. But I would love to see you in there. And you can find that at menttobloom.com/community or brittanyclarkson.com/community or the link below, and get signed up totally free. If you'd love to join the group growth coaching program, that is an extra add on to the membership, which is $22 a month, which is an amazing price for what you're getting, because you get access to $77 worth of my digital downloads, I think it is. And right now we are going through this summer. That's part of why I'm taking a break from the podcast. Because this summer we're doing 2 master classes a month going through the Happy Mom Brain sessions, which is very similar to the Happy Mom Brain book, but it is so much bigger and so much better. And it's been so much fun so far. We've gotten 2 sessions done already, which if you sign up and you join, you have access to both of those already, and you can get yourself caught up. And then we'll continue sessions 3 and 4 in June, sessions 5 and 6 3 and 4 will be in July. 5 and 6 will be in August, and then we'll move on to some new master classes every month from September and beyond. And that's just something that's very fun and exciting and has been so rewarding. The girls in that membership are amazing, and I have grown to adore them so much. They are so encouraging, so sweet, and yeah. So yes, you won't hear from me here, but if you are missing this and you listened this far, get in the Bloom Room, join the membership, join the community, do the group growth coaching, get access to all those downloads. Let this be your happy mom summer, and do the things you gotta do to be your best. I'm serious. $22 a month, you can quit anytime. For $22 for 1 month, you can have access to my $77 worth of digital downloads. And then you don't have to stick around if you don't enjoy the live teachings. But that's that, okay? I love you so much, and I'm so glad. I almost cried when I hit record on this because I knew it was going to be the last episode in this era of Meant to Bloom. After 2 years of this Meant to Bloom podcast existing, it is, the end as we know it, but it's the beginning of some new, really cool things. And I hope you stick around, and I would love for you to follow me on those, on the YouTube, the TikTok, and join me in the Bloom Room so that we can stay connected, and would love to have you continue this journey with me wherever it so happens to lead. Okay. I love you. Until next time.